Hi, Tony O'Driscoll here, and welcome to edition 3 of the backstory of Everyday Superhero. Alex Osterwalder, who knows a lot about how to create invincible companies, was kind enough to say, Everyday Superhero shows how leaders can change their organizations and achieve the impossible. And that's really the challenge that Mae is faced with here in her own heroine's journey. So what we're going to do now is jump into the second part of Joseph Campbell's story, the call to adventure. In this case, if you'll recall from the last piece, Mae and Pratik were rushing to get to work on time, and you can see them there on the left. They're rushing to get into the building. Notice the shape of the building is kind of hierarchical in structure. Everybody's rushing through to get to the door. Mae and Pratik are coming in, and they make it in with minutes to spare. Of course, as they come in, you can see way up there on high, the clock is just a little bit before 12, and Chief Muck is looking down upon these people. Now, as soon as the clock strikes 12, anybody else who didn't get in on time through their badges, their access was denied and they were fired, because if you can't follow rules, Chief Muck is not happy. So as you can see there, the automatic org chart is updating, and you can see that Mae and Pratik's bosses didn't make it on time, so they're being automatically promoted through the organizational system. Now, at this meeting, Chief Muck invites the Prime Minister of the country to share information, and essentially the Prime Minister says to them, we are dealing with FUD, which is the field undulating disturbance, and we believe that your FIGs, which are the field inversion gyroscopes, would be able to help address this. We've only got 90 days to solve this problem, and every person, man, woman, and child on the planet needs a FIG, so you have to up your production. We're demanding that you up your production. Chief Muck, of course, takes over from the Prime Minister and says, absolutely, we will do everything we can do. We will set our targets. You will not rest. And he basically loves to say, do I make myself clear? And of course, everybody in the organization says loud and clear, Chief Muck. Now, Chief Muck also likes technology, and so he introduces his prodometer. And the prodometer is essentially a piece of technology that is going to check tags, target, actual, and gap for every line to make sure that Doe Incorporated will deliver the 8 billion figs and save the day by neutralizing the FUD. Now, as the meeting ends, Sapien comes over to Mae and Pratik and says, please come upstairs, I need to talk to you. And when they get up into her office, essentially the org chart's already been updated, and they are informed that now Mae and Pratik are in charge of getting the FIG lines up and running. She also hands them, now that they have been promoted into management, the Muck Immutable Rule Book, and explains that they must follow this book by the letter, and if they do not, their heads will roll. Do we make ourselves clear? As you can tell, the Mucks like to make themselves clear, and they want everybody to follow the plan. So that was where we got to until we moved to the next piece. So Mae and Pratik have now been promoted. They've been handed the MERB, but the next part, according to Joseph Campbell, is the refusal of the call. So join me in the 4th edition, where we will find out what happens next.